Hello everyone, my name is hemant from Mechanical Branch from DIT College Jaipur, and today I am giving a presentation on my seminar topic laser cutting system. So here we have content slide, and here you can see that there are some contents of my presentation: introduction, laser fundamentals, history, types of laser, laser beam formation, equipment, process and practice, laser cutting system, working capability, benefits and drawbacks, economics and of laser cutting system, laser, economics of laser cutters, summary and reference. So we are going to talk about the content topics in this presentation. Introduction. Laser cutting is a technology that uses laser to cut materials and it is typically used for industrial manufacturing application. But it is also starting to be used by schools, small business, and hobbyists. Laser cutting works by directing the output of a high-power laser by computer it material to be cut. The material then either melt, burn, vaporize away, or blown away by a gas, leaving an edge with high quality surfaces. So, laser cutting is a technology that uses lasers to cut materials. As the name specified, a laser is used to cut materials and typically used for industrial manufacturing applications. Okay, so laser cutting is used for industrial manufacturing applications, but it is also started to be used in schools, small business, and research. And for here in schools, we can use example that many of the schools have school badges. They are printed by laser the cutting system, and small business like people are making lockets, pendants, and some extra design chains and keel chains. So people are using laser cutting system to design draw on a small part. Laser cutting works by directing the output of high power laser by computer at the material to be cut. Laser cutting actually works by directing a high power output laser by a computer to any other surface which is going to be cut. The material then either made, burned, vaporized away. It depends on the material. Laser cutting provides a high quality surface finish too. Laser fundamentals. Acronym of light amplification. Laser fundamentals. Acronym of light amplification stimulator emission of radiation. This is the laser full form, and let's talk about the basics. Atoms initially at ground state. The atom goes to extracellular state when a high energy is applied, called pumping. When atoms move back to the ground state, photons, particles of light are released. So here we can see that atoms are initially in ground state. So in at the very first of a laser cutting system, atoms are at ground state and they don't have any high energy, anything. They are just on a normal level. An atom goes to excited state when a high energy applied. When we apply some high power energy to any atom, any body, or any laser source, then atoms of that body go to excited state, and this is also called pumping. When atoms move back to the ground state, photons are released. When atoms go to their natural state or ground state, the light photons are released, and this is how laser works. History. Laser cutting has been used in industry since 1970s. The first common application was for a sign making, mainly cutting egg film. Laser cutting has been used in industries in 1970s, so it is really new in the industrial market. The first common application was for sign making, means a sign was made by using a laser cutting system. It is now a significant process in every manufacturing company. So nowadays, most of the manufacturers are using laser cutting system for better finish and better work. Introduction to types of laser. There are two types of laser used in cutting. The first one is gaseous CO2 and the second one is solid state and the wires laser. Actually, there are a lot of types of laser, but these are the main used laser. Different types of laser for laser cutting. Okay. First one is CO2 laser, mostly common used for laser cutting. So here we talk about it. CO2 laser have highest continuous wave power capable to exert as much as 10 kilowatt M discharge tube with transfer flow laser. A high energy efficiency up to 10% and capable for both continuous wave and pulse operation, 5 kilohertz. So COD laser is very widely used and it is also a very economical laser cutting method. So it is very economical. NDYAG. NDYAG. NDYAG actually has a name and it is neodymium doped deuterium aluminum garnet. So here we can see that has the highest peak power of for pulse operation may be operated in the either continuous wave or pulse wave temporal modes. The, so NDYS has highest peak power for pulse operation and it can be operated for both continuous wave and pulse wave. And third one is ND-Ruby, low energy efficiency and power limited to pulse operation. And this is also for use in schools and labs for testing and etc. Here we can see laser beam formation, example by Ruby laser. So in first stage we can see that laser is in off state and flash tube is there to give the energy to our Ruby laser load. So in we can see this the Ruby laser have some atoms inside and there is a mirror surface. There's surface around it and partial mirror surface too. So mirror surface is used to reflect the atoms and partial mirror surface is used to transfer the light particles from ruby laser when they are going to charge. In second position, we can say that flash tube is excite atoms in the ruby. So, so ruby have some atoms, and as we give power to flash tube, and some atoms of ruby got excited, and they started moving around. Some atom also emits photons. In third stage, when atoms start to emit photons, they also emit light. Photons rush parallel to the road direction and reflect back and forth and simulate back and forth emission from more atoms. Okay. So as they are charged and they are started moving around and there is a one mirror surface, so they are started to reflect and pass through the partially mirror surface. The laser light passes through the partially reflective surface. First, in stage 5, we can clearly see that there is a ruby laser and this one is a refractive mirror surface, but this is a partial mirror surface, so lasers are going to this way. Laser application. Application is that laser welding, and it is why it is very useful. It is more accurate, more reliable, and faster than any traditional welding method. Laser actually is really got started. It is a instant method of welding, and it doesn't require any hardware skill operator to use it. Laser marketing. The similarity, accurate, reliable, fast, and comparison of traditional marketing. Okay. So laser applications are that laser welding, laser marking. So laser marking is used to mark and watermark, giving watermark and any other surface which is have a metal or a metal surface. We can usually give a logo and any identical thing to our surface. And current use of laser cutting system primarily in 2D system, either melts, burn, and vaporizes our metal used to cut flat sheet metal and piping system. Currently, laser cutting system is used in designing a 2D system and u- using materials to be burned and vaporized if we don't want any hard surface or rough surface around our object. It is also used to cut sheet metal and which is very effective process. Equipment, laser beam generator, beam delivery, circular polarized mirrors, beam, splitter, focusing glasses, and fiber optic and coupling. These are the things which can be generated. These are the things which are used to deliver the laser beam generated by a laser source. Working workpiece position, auxiliary device, laser head, safety equipment in addition. So in this other diagram, we can see this is a laser cutting head. Laser cutting head, a laser beam, focusing lens here, and assistant gas input, and focus beam assist gas output. From here, a assistant gas is used to deliver with the laser beam, and as also this when laser beam passes through, an assistant gas also get exited from this portion. Optical unit. Mirrors direct the beam from the source down to the lens. The lens then focuses the beam into the desired geometry. Finally, the assist gas is added to remove the material. So, units are you going to use for directing the beam to down to the lens to concentrate all the laser on a single lens. The lens is used to focus the beam into a desired geometry or desired direction or desired point. Finally, the assistant gas is there to remove molten material. When we are removing a material or cutting a material, then there are also some type of removal waste coming from a metal sheet or any material. So, assistant gas is used to remove these wastage. Process and practice. Laser cutting results majority in application of 2D extreme precision can be achieved by a laser cutting system, definitely capable of providing tolerance and providing high quality service niches. Results of material may affect hardness. Sometimes laser gives a lot of temperature which can be even affect on hardness, possibly change in grain size. Yes, definitely when we heat up a material, there are different grain types of grain size can be increased or decreased. Narrow heat effective. Okay, and when if a body have if a body is bigger, but the operation of working of laser cutting system is a very small area, then it will also affect an erosion and which is really looks ugly by seeing. And here is the laser cutting system diagram. So here we can select laser beam, which is generated from a global laser or any other laser beam source. And here we can see a mirror, which is a partial beam delivered system. And then laser beam is transmitted to a focusing lens. This is a convex lens, and this is focused with the laser and the heat or anything on a workpiece. Here is a gas flow system. Actually, we have read it as gas, and this is the other assembly. And workpiece is here, and which is and there is the after exit. And after the laser being passes, and metal starts to melt, and everything which is waste is passes through the exhaust. Working. The beam normally immerses the generator horizontally and deflects vertically downward by a beam bending. The beam is the focus by the lens onto the workpiece. At the same time, a gas is directed through a nozzle attached to the tip for focusing assembly onto the workpiece. A typical nozzle diameter is 1 to 2 mm. The delivery pressure are normally maintained at about 3 to 4 bar. At high gauge pressure, it is often necessary to relatively thick lenses that can withstand the pressure. So here we see the working condition of the laser cutting system, which is the 3 to 4 bar pressure and diameter of nozzle should be minimum so we can get accurate and cutting edge finish. Capabilities. Materials. Okay, definitely we can cut materials and work on materials by the cutting system like steel, titanium, paper, wood, leather, texts, and plastic and fabric. Easily cut at 0.5 inches stainless steel. And limitation, we can see that reflective materials can't be cut because they can reflect the laser in other direction. Highly conductive, okay, and many other applications we can see of a laser cutting system. Production of Production machine. Okay, production medium to large production can be done in laser cutting system. Nowadays, a small laser cutting system can be buy from manufacturers at 60,000, and also a large for a bigger industrial purpose can buy it in approx lakhs, 10 lakhs, and 15 lakhs, depending on the purpose of use. Use for producing production component can be one of our configuration connected to the fume hood of ventilation and contain production line facilitators. So here we can say that the three configuration of laser cutting system can be work. So a 3D model can be designed, or 3D model can be get a shape or any type of mark for the 3D body. And a laser cutting system have fully ventilation system so that it won't fit heat up a heavy use of some time. Here we can see that benefits. The flexibility and precision cutting of simplex and complex parts. Yes, definitely we can cut any complex shape on any part with laser cutting system. A non-contact cut which means no mass and containment of material. A high quality cut with no extra finishing required and ability to cut almost any material. Cutting system has ability to cut any material. It provides extra finishing and also there is no marks or no wastage. Actually, it have wastage, but it is removed by the exhaust. Other things here, drawbacks. There are some drawbacks. Actually, every product have a drawback or every system have a drawback. So laser cutting also has some drawbacks. Drawbacks is the material limitation, including crystalline and reflective materials. Yes, definitely, if a material is crystalline or reflective, we can't use laser cutting or system on that. Producing a precise hole that can make the pattern design more difficult. Every time when laser is used, we know that lens focus it on a point, so it quickly generate a small hole, which is sometimes really disgusting or very bad or very and swimming pooling a very different type of drawback of a laser cutting system that we can't get the proper finish sometimes. Some it depends on the material that how much temperature it can penetrate. The- About 3D laser cutting, this rotary head to allow bare and mitered cuts capable of cutting round, square, channel, angles, and other structure shapes up to 3 to 4 cut thickness, industrial served, automotive, industrial, electrical, construction, and aerospace. These are the industrial sector where laser 3D cutter system can be used. And here we see 3D laser cutter application, and they are the we can see that feature of laser cutting system. Here we can see that a laser cutting system is used to grind some drill application or some surface finish and generating some holes in a bar. And here we can see that it is a very artificial, good looking holder for any company or any. And this is we can see that we have generated a hole or design of a laser cutting system. Economic of laser cutter, highly initial cost. Some machine even cost approx 3 lakhs and protective glass, gas nozzle, dust particle filters are needed to replacement. This is the maintenance requirement for a laser. And here we can see the cost for the mild steel aluminum which is required for purpose of manufacturing. And here we can see summary. Efficient use of laser cutting is very material and application dependent. And the laser cutting system can be used on every material, most of the material, and it depends on the how the user use or how which is the metal is going to be used. Initial startup cost high, but the larger cost is gas used to expand the material out of the cut, create very precise cuts with little no pressing was required. Safety areas. Of course, laser cutting is a dangerous operation. Sometimes it can affect your eyes. So you can see the safety are also that contact with hot workpiece is dangerous. Hand and eye contact with beam is also dangerous. Inhalation of fumes is also dangerous. Sometimes when cutting material, there are some types of fumes and which if we inhale them, this is very dangerous for our lungs and it can also create any Breathing problems. More fume-less particles have environmentalists. Of course, we definitely know this. Reference has we have some use some site or internet for getting the data for our PDF. And this is the last slide of our presentation. And thank you everyone.